Hey everybody, it is the History Nerd back for another episode of the Gods and Kings Ethiopia playthrough. Woohoo! So, right off the bat, I also yeah, with the change, or with the unexpected end of Austria, the end of Smoky Skies, and then the startup of Tropico in Ethiopia, I kind of got turned around, confused with all the comments. Confused. Not really confused, just confused about where to put them. So I'm going to keep all the Civ comments to Civ. I'm going to keep all the Tropico comments to Tropico. And, yeah. Going to try and keep some order going that way. So, sorry that it seemed like I didn't read your comment. I did. I read absolutely every single comment. And I certainly... Oh, good. Wonderful. I certainly do try to answer every comment that I can. If you guys take the time to leave one, I am going to take the time to answer it. Just seems like the thing to do. Matt, the Pastafarians, yes, they do indeed worship, quote-unquote worship, a flying spaghetti monster. They're Pastafarians are really just atheists who pick the flying spaghetti monster as a way to show the ridiculousness of believing in a magical deity. And I'm going to leave the rest of my comments right there. Yeah. And I'll be keeping 15 to 20 around that mark. I'll probably let Addis Ababa, I hope I pronounced that right, go to 20, just because it's the capital and it's fun to have that bigger in my head. Excuse me. But yeah, I'll keep them around the 15 to 20 mark. Especially if I've only got 3 cities. Depending on the shape of the continent, I've been kind of rethinking my plan. If this is indeed an island, Vienna is going to become my 4th city. If it isn't, and Austria has room further down here, and becomes a nation, that's cool. Right now, it's just kind of like a city-state. So it might be beneficial to actually conquer it. So we'll do that one little caveat. I might conquer one city. Might. We don't even have calendar yet? Do we have any requirements for calendar? Not really. Well, citrus. That's a requirement for calendar. Feathered fan. I'm not sure if my mic picked him up. I'll see if I can get my cat to do a little cameo. Yeah. Woo, cats. And now so Matt asked a question about Ethiopian history, and I also asked what was my favorite tank and nation of World War II. I've left these to the end because they're kind of rantable. Ethiopia, not so much. I just kind of left it to the end because it's historical, and I might get away on a rant. I don't really think I will. But yeah. And then tank and nation. Yeah, I'll probably get ranty. So strap in. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Technically, yeah, it was never conquered. It was, quote-unquote, occupied by fascist Italy. And it was... And there were, like, Soviet puppets and, you know, Great War. Cold War geopolitical crap going on. But technically, they've never been conquered in the sense... of being conquered. In the sense of, you know, being ruled by someone else. Aside from their brief period as Italy, and during the Cold War, I think it was an Ethiopian communist who was running the show, so he was still Ethiopian. He was just encouraged along by the USSR. Now, you asked favorite tank, favorite nation. One, very, very easy to answer. The other isn't. Favorite tank, hands down, the Tiger 2 or the Tiger B. The one with sloped armor and the 88 millimeter cannon on it. That is a badass tank. I'm convinced that tank would still make a rather effective main battle tank today. with a little bit of upgrades, get some computers in there. But I'm fairly certain the Tiger 2 was far ahead of its time. However, uh, it's your city becomes religious. Yay, Adwa! Um, I mean, it was an amazing piece of machinery, and it took something like 8 T-34s to knock one Tiger 2 out. I think that was kind of the ratio. But the thing was, the Soviet Union was churning out like, batshit crazy amounts of T-34s, and yeah, building things like the Tiger are kind of why. I mean, to give an example, and I don't remember the exact numbers, uh, but the Tiger had a transmission that was designed to last a decade, and the T-34 had a transmission that was designed to last a month. So that just kind of shows you where the priorities were. And to be honest, when you can mass produce things like a T-34 tank, uh, if it takes 8 to take down a Tiger, that sounds like a lot. But if you're producing 12 for every Tiger that's produced, wow, that did not take long. You're gonna catch up pretty freaking quickly. So, yeah, it's still my favorite tank though. Thing was badass. It struck fear in anybody. Bring it, you jerk! We're taking your damn city. I think everybody is in agreement that I would do a much better job with Vienna. Anyway, damn it, this is not what I wanted. And I'm bigger than her. Damn, damn, double damn. Alright, we'll get you away from the front lines. Now, favorite nation of World War II? Tricky question. Um, because really, like, I the my favorite nation. Okay, favorite as in from which nation I like the most in World War II. Canada. I'm Canadian, so that's just how that works. But it's not. Canada's definitely not the most interesting nation in World War II, and I think that's where I'm going to draw the difference. Which nation interests me more, not which is my favorite. It seems kind of like a weird line to draw, but I feel sort of like I have to, because from a historically interest from an interest perspective, it's Nazi Germany. Hands down, that is the most interesting nation for me for World War II. But I'm not about to say the Nazis are my favorite. That kind of gets people to raise some questions. We have iron? Because I know we got a source up there that I just saw. And some more. Oh, badass. One of our cities is on iron. Great! Makes me happy. Now you're a swordsman. But yeah, by far the most interesting nation. And it's... As a kid, as like a really, really little kid, my parents let me watch Indiana Jones and Star Wars. And I think I was 4 when I first saw Temple of Doom. That kinda... I still remember the nightmare I had that night after seeing. Oh, wonderful. Glorious. There's already a mine built for it. I still remember that nightmare. But, growing up with Indiana Jones, I kind of took an interest in the Nazis, because here they were running around the world, digging up artifacts and stuff like this, and getting in Indiana Jones's way, and all that other stuff. And from there, it's just they've always been an interesting nation to me. When I went to school, I started doing research. Durr. That's what school is. When I started realizing, what aspects of history were interesting to me, it always came back to Germany. And generally, pre Well, post-imperial, 1871 to about 1945 is the window in my head where Germany is one of the most interesting nations in the world. From a historical standpoint, just to look in and try to understand what's going on in that area in that time frame. What do we want? Peace, extra happiness out of gardens. I guess we don't really want that. Okay, there, and that's really tempting. Yeah, friendly cities, because we're going to be defensive. Byzantines only. Damn you, Byzantines! And we'll finish that off. So yeah, Germany is, historically speaking, the country that interests me the most. But that's that's not to say I like Nazi Germany. I just found them very interesting. So I think I kept myself fairly protected from being accused of being a Nazi there. Maybe I didn't, but it feels like I did. Because I'm not a Nazi. I don't agree with their ideology. But if I were to go off and say, you know, they're my favorite nation in World War II, that raises some eyebrows. Interesting choice with the Soviet Union. Also a very interesting country at this time. Oh, sorry, I kind of just punched the mic. Yeah, Stalin was batshit crazy. I'll tell you that much. Batshit crazy. But World War II is it's a very interesting time period in human history. And it's not just because it's recent. A lot of people will say that. A lot of people will be like, well, you're just saying that because... Why? I don't understand. We'll move you. Can I shoot him now? Apparently I can't. I don't know what's going on with that. Shoot him! Wow. I'm so used to seeing Austria's colors and thinking, that's me! Not this time. Not this time at all. Yeah, so I don't think it's just because it's the most recent war, global war that we've had. There were a lot of factors with that war that were pretty unique. We can at least knock him down a peg. And especially when you contrast it with World War I. Now, for any of you guys who sat through my German playthrough of Civ, the 2 little episodes I did on the eve of the Gods and Kings release, basically, I went on a little bit of a rant saying that it's historically unfair to suggest that Germany was at fault for that war, and the way history worked itself out there. You know, we still joke around, like with this whole banking crisis that's going on and the German banks bailing everybody out, right? The big joke is, well, hey, now Germany's gonna conquer Europe. But they weren't trying to conquer Europe in World War I. They were empire building, just like everybody else was during that time. And for, you know, I hate to call them out, but for the British or the French or the Russians, even the Americans who were building their little foreign empire, it's not right to point to Germany and be like, yeah, World War I was your fault. Gonna end that there, unless I get back onto that topic, which might happen. I have a tendency to ramble. But with World War II, like, I mean, it 100% was. I'd be very interested to hear somebody try and make a case that said World War II wasn't the fault of Nazi Germany. Now, that's not to lay the blame at the Germans. They had a really rough go after the war. Understandably, they were the rising power. They weren't the world superpower, but they were so powerful, and they were such a threat to England that, they, for the first time in a very long time, it looked like there was going to be a new player geopolitically, and that was going to be Imperial Germany. And World War One really ended Germany's imperial drive and abilities for obvious reasons. They were saddled with war debt from not just their country, but from having to pay the reparations from the Versailles Treaty, and philosophy. And when you lose a war on the scale of World War One, I mean that really does affect your population. That affects a lot of people who bought into it. Who were like, no, we're the shit. We're Imperial Germany. We're gonna kick some serious ass. And when they didn't, it was a shock to a lot of people. See, here I am going back to World War One, just like that. World War II, though, for sure, it was their fault. I mean, you can kind of maybe forgive, maybe forgive Hitler, which is a weird sentence to say. Let me follow it up. You could maybe forgive him for recapturing the Rhineland, for reoccupying that area. Yeah, I mean, that's German land. German troops have a right to be there. Austria, though, I mean, as soon as Nazi Germany started getting involved in other states, that's when you gotta be like, okay, they're being dicks. They're trying to rule the world. And yeah, they're totally at fault for World War II. Not for World War One. And certainly not right now with the banking crisis. I don't think it's a German play for conquering Europe, and I don't think Germans have this deep down intrinsic desire to rule all of Europe. Yeah. That was a bit of a rant. Not even sure how I got here, but we did. And now it's out there for everyone to hear. I think I was talking about Stalin at one point, because he was crazy. I took a Stalinist class in school, and man, talk about a messed up regime to be living in. Absolutely insane. Both the totalitarian regimes, Nazi Germany, Soviet Union, messed in the head. Anytime you got culty leaders like that, it's crazy talk. It's insanity. And it worries me in Russia now. They're redeveloping I think they're going to take Harar here. They're rebuilding their Stalin cult. And what are we going to do? Why am I building circuses? I'm at war. Ugh, I need to pay attention. Stupid talking. Die. Alright, well, Vienna might wind up getting conquered anyway, because of what just happened there. So this isn't going to be a purely peaceful game. I guess I did turn the difficulty up, too. That might be why this is turning into a short game. IELTS, you might be seeing a Turk playthrough quicker than you would think. Or maybe desire. I don't know, maybe you really want to see the Turks, and watching Ethiopia fail like this is gonna be happy times for you. I don't know. Oh yeah, as a great example of the Stalinist system, the last Stalinist state is North Korea, and they're messed up. They are messed in the head in that country. You know, and that to take a look at a country like North Korea, it's like, okay, well, you got a lot of nukes, but you're still not that. You still don't have a lot of people. I really highly doubt, the world superpower is ever going to be North Korea. But it was very close to being the Soviet Union, and that's scary. Very scary. Because that's messed up. But they're certainly an interesting nation. Holy crap, are they ever interesting? One of the little things that I really like learning about was just a little story the professor shared with all the Soviet scientists. And there were some absolutely brilliant minds, but there were also some minds that were a little bit too heavy into the ideology. I remember there was this one arborist or botanist or one of them tree scientists suggested that trees would work better if they were planted. Why am I building a lighthouse there now? Stupid. Okay. Yeah, he suggested trees would work better if they were planted under the socialist mind frame. So instead of planting these trees to give their root systems the ability to like spread out and grow and support big, strong trees, they decided they were going to plant them all really, really close together, and that would make them stronger. They'd all help each other out, and they would all work together to form a great socialist tree. And needless to say, that didn't pan out. That was not successful at all. And some of the other things they did, like the two-headed dogs, I think that was after the war. Well, that was some messed up. You can see some videos on YouTube of the Soviet science experiments on dogs. If you like animals, it's incredibly sad. I saw one that was just a severed head that was alive, and oh man, or they had two dogs attached, but like the dog on top was just the front bit, so you could see it trying to push itself off with its paws. Oh, it was depressing. Don't watch it unless you really, really want to see some fucked up dogs. One cool thing they did, though, one cool thing that came out of the Soviet Union around this time, again, it might have been a bit later, but they did a lot of research in domestication, namely domestication of foxes. And if you can find some videos of the domesticated foxes from the Soviet Union, holy crap. Like, they go from being wild foxes to being pretty much dogs. And it's crazy. Like, their coats change. They look like border collies. They got black and white. They got cute little floppy ears. They wag their tails when they see humans. And all they did to... No. More armies. Thinking ahead. Oh, damn it. Foxes. Right. So, like, all they did to achieve these goals was just selected whichever animal was the least scared of humans. And then through about, I think it was like 10 or 12 generations, they started to get they started to notice the physical changes. Because they would breed, the most approachable male with the most approachable female, and so on and so forth. And it's really cool to look into that. That is amazing and very, very interesting. And not at all depressing like their two-headed dog experiments, which were so cruel. I feel so bad for those dogs. But what can you do, I guess, if you're a Russian scientist doing dog research? Let's make two-headed dogs. It's no problem. We will attach dog to dog and have two dogs. Craziness. Absolute craziness. But very interesting country. A lot of interesting things out of that country. We need road. Okay. I probably shouldn't have built my siege engine first, but whatever. We'll deal with that. And a couple of swordsmen. So now, but now you've got me interested, Ayal. Says, why is the Soviet Union your favorite country of World War II? Um, yeah, I'm not gonna say is it because of this, that, or the next thing, because I want to know what makes you interested in the Soviet Union. They certainly did the most heavy lifting out of any country in the war. There's no question about that. Um, Canadians, Brits, Americans, everybody. If it wasn't for the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany would be ruling Central Europe. For sure, without a doubt. So we do kind of owe them for that. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what makes you interested in the Soviet Union. And keep those questions coming. They give me a chance to really talk during gameplay. I don't know. I don't know if that's what you guys like. I don't know if you want to sit here and just listen to silence and watch me click next turn or whatever. But more questions like that, yeah, keep them coming. And any historical period, not just World War One, not just World War Two. I've got an interest in pretty much any historical field I can talk about. Some are going to be more accurate than others for obvious reasons. Like, for example, I'm not about to become an expert in Ethiopian history. I think it's really interesting. I'd like to know more. Now that I know that, the only time they were occupied by was fascist Italy. I don't think that was right. Grammar Nazi, help me out with that one, would you? But yeah, I might actually do some reading on Ethiopian history now, which is something I would never have done. It's a geographic region that I just don't really read about. But now I'm interested, so I might have more information as this series goes on, or I might not. That's totally a viable option as well. But it's really cool if you think about it. During the scramble for Africa, during all that time, they managed to keep ruling themselves. That's a pretty unique situation in the world. For any group, Pretty cool. Get up there. It was an absolute beautiful day. I went rafting today, so I'm kind of stiff and sore, but whew, it was a nice day to be on the river. Not too hot. Not too many people. Cool beans. Why am I building a temple there? I need more units. Oh. I need to pay more attention. That's... Composite bowman. Can you hit anything? You could. There we go. Market. Oh, and got a little bit of news as well. Apparently, I've been in the World of Warplanes beta without knowing it. So I loaded that up last night. Yeah, we'll go with that. And once it gets out of closed beta and into open, I will probably be doing some videos of that, because it's pretty cool. Heal you up. Pretty fun. The controls are kind of clunky, because, first off, it's beta, and secondly, it's mouse control flight sim. So, wow! We're just gonna lose that freaking catapult. Insanity. No, 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 no. I should really call this back. Sorry, guys. Jump the gun. Get out of there. So once it's an open beta and I'm not restricted by an NDA, then I will definitely get some videos out for that. Because it's pretty cool to take a look at. It's free to play, so you really can't go wrong with the price. And it's by the same guys who did World of Tanks, which I didn't really play that much of. I really desperately wanted to like that game a lot, and it was just a little too complicated for my wee little brain. I don't know. When I got into it, that's kind of a waste of gold at the moment. We'll just sleep him. I got into it late, pretty late. So, I'm driving around in like a freaking World War I tank, taking pot shots at tigers and I got tigers on the brain. That's all I can think of. Tigers. Taking pot shots at tigers with little 8-pound guns. So that was kind of depressing. But yeah, World of Warplane's pretty fun. Pretty fun so far. We could use a navy, I guess. That's on the sea. So this is getting kind of annoying. Austria is really forcing me into a conquest situation. If this is an island, maybe I'll just conquer the island. And that'll be the end of conquering. At least it'll make defense easier. If I've got an island to myself, I'll be able to defend myself a heck of a lot easier than if I'm stuck having to share a continent with somebody. So that's a bit of a bonus, if that is indeed the case. Take that, workers! A new sky. Mulu Ken, you're gonna go to Vienna. Gonna wait some more, and wait some more, wait some more. Alright. Yeah, go on. I don't care. Bring it, Salzburg.
What is drama? Hello?
What is drama? Indeed. What do we got? Anything to boost happiness. Is Machu Picchu? No, faith. It's all faith. GoldenEye source? Grammar Nazi. What is that? Is that like GoldenEye for the, like, Counter-Strike thing? That engine? Because I used to love GoldenEye as a kid. But not multiplayer. Strangely, I was a bigger fan of GoldenEye single-player than I was of multiplayer. I didn't really appreciate split-screen shooters, I think. Oh, good. We'll send you that way. Suck it, catapult. That still did a fair amount of damage, really. That's still costly. That's costly. Well. 40. Woo. Stupid cities on hills. That is well defended. We might need you that way. And, of course, I'm building an amphitheater. No, you know what? We're stopping that. I don't know why I thought that was a good choice. Yeah! Get some hit points. Damn. There we go. Yeah, hit the ship. Concentrate on the ship. Damn. That's ridiculous. Insane. I am not throwing away. How did that jump up to 29? They must have built walls. Yeah, they built walls. Damn you, Austria! That's crazy. How am I going to counter that? I guess just the good old-fashioned... Yeah, that's pretty good. Just a good old-fashioned meat grinder. Holy crap! Okay, we're gonna see if you heal up. Well, more men for the grinder. They do no damage. I need longswordsmen. How far away am I from them? Oh, still so far. Still so far away. Maybe try... No. I don't think I can handle the higher difficulty level. That's absolutely what I'm going to be blaming it on. No! Crazy lady. Yeah, and you see, this is what happens when you get two relatively small countries on the same little island grinding away at each other. You get basically Papua New Guinea. I don't have the supplies to keep men rolling into that city or that area. Okay, another swordsman. We'll keep you, because they're gonna kill that guy. So this at least means I'll be able to get... Ah, it's got up to 30 now. Ooh. Get up there, General. Who have we got? Johann Cercles? Quite the name, Johann. There we go. That's a little bit better. I guess I could buy units too, couldn't I? That would kind of be the smart thing to do. Just keep pounding the city. And we'll heal up you and you. I have a feeling that was an Austrian spy. Doesn't really need to be identified. Ooh. Yes, more strength against cities, absolutely. That's looking better, Mr. Catapult Man. We will get a swordsman. Oh, and a promotion. That doesn't even look worth it, but we're doing it. 88 to 8. They're slightly higher in tech than we are. That's depressing. So yeah, I had one game of Civ 5 before the expansion pack that just devolved into this. It was myself and one other country on the same island. We could never get an advantage over the other one. We were kind of producing units at the same rate, advancing our cities at the same rate. Go! And so it just turned into this stupid sloggy war that I think the highest we made it was medieval tier. By the time another nation discovered us, and they were medieval, or no, they weren't medieval, we were medieval. They were like freaking late Renaissance, early industrial. Really screwed up the game. Yeah. Kind of pointless to just move that guy around all that much. Yes, thank you. We'll keep building this up, but I'm gonna buy the occasional unit. Nope, not right now. Well, maybe when he's done I'll have enough. Nope, I won't. At least they're grinding through my units at roughly the same rate I can produce them. That does make it a little handy. Are you gonna take it? You're not. And neither are you, but you can take the damage better. Come on. There we go. Oh, don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Haha! Victory the first. We've captured Salzburg. Yay! Yeah, you can wait there. I'm okay with that. We'll let you heal up, and you just keep running. Little man, you're on a mission. Another swordsman. So, to-do list. Capture Harar back. Oh, that's good. At least pastafarianism spread there. Not... Oh, Buddhists, the bane of my existence. Alright, well that seems like a fairly decent place to leave the video for today, with a nice military victory over I'm not going to bother fixing that. Save it. Yep. With a nice victory over our most evil of enemies, the Austrians. We'll teach them a lesson. And yeah, thumbs up if you've enjoyed this little playthrough of Ethiopia, or this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, historical questions. Fit it in there. Jokes, musings, etc., etc. below. And thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you next time.